I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Oh, Phoenix, please. I guess it is part of the charm of this game. Damn! Fransziska! And one more for good measure. Did she just knock me out? Aww. That's cute. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jose, and today we're continuing Ace Attorney, Justice for All. I'm hoping we can finish the case today, because I think we left it off right before the trial, I believe. Last time I was having a lot of like, the game made me feel a little bit stupid last time. I had a little trouble with some of the evidences and what stuff to present, but I believe we're back to the trial, and I think it's gonna be the last trial day. Our current theory, I guess, I mean, it's been almost confirmed already, we just have to prove it in court, is that Eenie Meenie committed the murder with the help of Morgan, so I'm assuming we're gonna have to cross-examine both of them. Let's hop right in, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully today I'll be a little bit less stupid than last time. Yes, we're starting at the defendant lobby. Time for the trial. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me? Yeah. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. Well, that's not really your fault. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Oh, that's nice of Phoenix. Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey! Morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Well, if we're gonna get her mother convicted of something, then maybe that's not such a good idea. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you to your alone time. Phew, thank goodness. Nick? This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's doing it for that reason. What do you mean? What's going on? It would be a bit cruel to make a little girl watch her mother get convicted of, well, not of murder, but of, what would that be? Like, accessory to murder, I guess? Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's see if I can still do this. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix writes, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Mia's here already. Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool, wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. And who whips the defense and the judge. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me, as I conduct my first trial in this country. Oh, this is her first trial in this country as well. Hate to say it, but we're gonna beat you. Uh-huh, that's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Faye. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Phoenix. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected. Aunt Morgan. Shouldn't you be calling her Sister Morgan? Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Witness, name and occupation. My name? I don't remember what voice I gave her. Oh, it was like a bit of an uptight voice, right? My name is Morgan Fey, and I'm a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean, in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world, that is. Yes, that is... You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. Oh, Morgan, did something happen? What in the world could have... A Mystic Maya. She escaped from the room. Oh, did she now? What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order. Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. I mean, she's not told us this before, so it should be a rather obvious lie, right? After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix, right? Was she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very... It is her aunt. Wait. I'm confused. Oh, no, wait. It is her aunt. Why did I think it was her sister? No, her mom is her sister. I forgot for a second that Maya and Mia were sisters. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Well, let's just press her on everything then. I didn't see anything directly contradictory. Because, yeah, she's talking about those two. That's me and Lotta Hart. That's correct. The pistol was hanging. She was in a daze. Thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. Hit the base of my neck and I fainted. Well, let's start here. Press. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit such a thing. However, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Ugh. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However... She hit me in the base of the neck and I fainted. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps? And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. No knowledge. Is that because you were unconscious? Well, why, yes. Great. Well, now what? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. I can't see a crack in her testimony. What should we do? For now, we should try and get more information out of her. After we get more information from her, we may be able to use it later to our advantage. Alright, so we're just gonna press her on everything. And then I'm assuming that we can then use that information on Eenie Meenie when she comes in. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. That's not very nice. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fey? I requested that Mr. Wright contact the police. Hold it. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that's a very good point. At that time, I, myself, was a little confused. On top of which, there was another... Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of the room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Is that so? So worried about us, huh? Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fay. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue. Pistols hanging from her hand. I think that's the last one, right? During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and the strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however... The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes, it was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did... Ooh, this witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Ugh. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Alright. That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes, that is exactly what we should... Be quiet, you! Very violent. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone. Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Miney? I think you can see where this is headed. Alright. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, Eenie Miney. I'm, researching, parapsychology stuff at the, university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's I guess most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine, for my sake. I agree. Alright. We can break Eenie, I think. When the channeling started, I was, sleeping in the side room. A little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. It was oh my god, totally my sister. I, hadn't seen her in, so long. I was so happy in, a sad way. My sister, she, told me something, totally terrible. Well, I'm gonna assume we have to press on that. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness! Yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Miss Miney, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Eni? She took her revenge. Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that the spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. A little bow. The end. I do like her dramatic flair. It suits her style. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there's room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. Now, the last one wasn't really entertaining for you, was it? Like when I'm channeling, I'm just gonna start by pressing everything. She was sleeping, that is what she told us. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, think there were sesame seeds, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Someone came into the room, really suddenly. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think. Is that correct? Do we have a autopsy report? What's the time of the murder? I don't think we have any, I don't actually know what the time of the murder is. 11 a.m.? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time was it when someone came into your room? Oh, so, that's what you meant. You should have been more, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I... So, what was I talking about again? Witness about this person who entered the side room. Well, that was useless. Hold it! Are you absolutely sure? I guess? You guess. Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright? The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Miney? Okay, so she keeps... Every time I press, she keeps fucking it up.
Hold it!
You were happy in a sad way. Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult, but I like know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? No! Question further. Always question further. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. If Maya left, according to their story, Maya left after the murder, so she should have been covered in blood, shouldn't she have? Ow! Don't keep badgering her! You know the phrase objection? Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright. This question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important? It's very important, because wasn't she supposed to be covered in blood? It's very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. This time I do actually know. Oh, at least I hope that's the right reasoning. Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. There we go. Clothes Mara was wearing at the time of the murder.
Objection!
Objection. That was a very well spun lie, Miss Eni. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order. Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking... Don't interrupt me. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry. I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. After the murder part 2. Like, the side room was, like, kind of dark, you know? So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Well, that's a whole lot of bullshit. Yes, now I see. And you've given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Like, thanks, Grams. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. At least the judge is also getting a little bit of a pushover in my case. This is weird.
Hold it!
And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, like at the time? Well, she was like totally flip out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think like she knew. She like said she did something really bad. And like she said she wanted to go with me to like apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah.
Hold it!
Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe like taking her revenge on Dr. Gray like made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too. Mr. Phoenix Wright, the sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When? When you... Wait, give me a second. If she went to the channeling chamber, shouldn't she have come across Pearl here? Pearl, because Pearl was fixing the vase. So, when you were going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? Absolutely. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Well, I do. Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Do we have, like, a testimony? I guess this? Under repair in the hallway.
Objection!
I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Oh, Phoenix, please. I guess it is part of the charm of this game. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So, like, what does that bring?
Objection!
Who cares about some worn out old urn? Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could not have seen this person. Take that! I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Yes, and how is this child relevant? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh. And she just happened to break this urn. Oh. Oh! Wait, she broke the urn? Yep. She accidentally knocked it over with her bowl. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. That's, an intense response. What? Miss Miney. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Ah! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Is she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is there a contradiction? Shit. I guess I was a little, I don't know. Is it maybe the clothing box or something? Her testimony. Well, her testimony proves she didn't walk over there, so the evidence? The answer is in the court record. Oh, what? Planning to throw out another irrelevant piece of evidence? Very well, the court will see this evidence. Wait, Mia? I don't know what you plan on showing the court, but I can guarantee you the answer is... Oh, well, I guess I was wrong. Just this once, I'll lend you a hand. Now rethink your answer. Alright, well, it was a 50-50 and I was wrong. Mr. Wright, what is your answer? Oh, okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction here. Where's this contradiction? Yes, in her testimony. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? I missed that. Completely missed that. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? Oh, she's starting to freak out. It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question.
Objection!
Don't ask a question of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose, since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah! The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Miney. So now's the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Or what was the witness when the murder took place? In the channeling chamber. Miss Miney was here, of course. Well, but that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Order, order, order. That's why that is... Oh! Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please, explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Ah, but that's what the clothing box was for. Simple. Miss Eenie Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Well, it'd have to be the folding screen. This is the folding screen, right? So, and it got shot in the corner, so it'd have to be here. Because there was a bullet hole in the clothing box, right? Here, of course. Behind the folding screen? Oh! Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk? Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball. No, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying... Shut it, Gramps, as if you know exactly how old I am. Sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. Damn. She's looking a little different. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Present. Miss Miney. How you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box. No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lana disproved you when she was hiding from me in it.
Objection!
But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright. Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Yes. And now I present a piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Well, there's a bullet hole. So the clothing box, right? Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. This, what on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole, about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? Starting to get a little sassy, aren't you, Phoenix? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes as to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen. Which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Our first official accusation. Order. So what are you saying? Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Miney? That is exactly what I'm saying. That was a dramatic shot in front of the picture all of a sudden. Miss Eenie Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop! I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Correct. Because Morgan helped her. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait! Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? You can't be serious! Miss Miney, you had an accomplice! This person... If it wasn't someone from Corain Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have had that box to use. Morgan Fey. Interesting. Seems like Von Karma is genuinely a little surprised at this. Does that mean she did not know? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime, long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Bang! Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray, and bang. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes! A gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. I feel like we're still missing something. Who is that, laughing at a time like this? Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time? Miss Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is? If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. Ah, we still have to prove her motive. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eenie Miney want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. A motive? That's... I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What was her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you want him dead is this. Try to fall asleep. I would say either this one or this one. Because we don't have anything else about her, right? So I think these ones.
Take that!
Take that. Oh. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix, right? Just great. Now even she is calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Oh, well, yes. Because through that accident you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proved that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? Oh, what do you mean by that? See now, stupid Grams. I'm like going to explain, so like please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I like wanted revenge, then like I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like the guy who thought of that spirit thing was like Dr. Gray. It was like a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see... Ow! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. A little bow. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, like, it's just as I, like, told you. I hoped you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Miney. Hold it! Who said it? Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for murder. But you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want me to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I really do this? Of course I can! I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Ugh. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side? Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. Ooh, I respect that. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue cross-examination after we reconvene. Oh man. Damn it. Alright, let's save. I'll let you save over it. Okay. Why would she wait half a year? I don't know. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Enid could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your aunt, Morgan. That's terrible. Why would my aunt? Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix, right? Ah, Miss Von Karma. Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me, even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you, and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. Alright, let's do this. We can prove she has a motive. Well, we know her motive, but... Court will now reconvene, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Can you prove Miss Eenie Miney had a motive? Yes, I believe I can. I don't know how, but... Eenie Miney and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection. And that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Miney, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought like you wanted to ask about my motive. I don't see the point in bringing up the past. Miss Miney, if you please. Okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... Last year's accident. That was last year in May. Something really bad happened at my sister's clinic around then. And the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was totally pooped too, so I fell asleep in the passenger seat. I woke up because of a jolt, and it was a sea of flames around me. I opened the door and got away. I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk on the tabloid shows, day after day last year. Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray. Drugging your sister? Those were merely rumors. Totally baseless gossip. Yes, Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did, in fact, drug Miss Miney's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. Alright, I didn't notice anything, so let's start by just pressing her. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then? Yeah, that was in May too. The thing with all the patients dying was May 2nd. And her accident was on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just a coincidence? My sis was like totally tired, so that's why. Duh. Okay.
Hold it!
That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? Like, I heard it was because the medicines, like, got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Mimi Miney? Like, no way. Dr. Gray, like, wanted to blame it on my sis?
Objection!
That incident has nothing to do with our murder here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi Miney's fault. Which means as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi Miney is the one who made the mistake. But like, it really wasn't my sis. And like, the night of the accident, my sis was tired. She was totally tired? You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and like was being investigated like every day. It was like a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder then that the car accident happened, huh? So then why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True, true. Ah, but like, I don't like have a driver's license. This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Miney. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, anyway. Then... where did this come from?
Objection!
Miss Miney, that was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Miney? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had like a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. Nope, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What? Are you talking about that perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. And how did you know he was perverted? Ow! No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Like last November? What? November? The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix, right? What in the... That's what happened, Mr. Right? At the time of the accident, Miss Meany did not have a driver's license. No, she did, because... Cry and my whip will accommodate. Damn. Anyway, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers. I'm like, glad you get it, but like, even if I had my license, I like, don't think my sis would like, let me drive. Don't just stand there humming to yourself. Not you too, Mia, with the whip and the pain and the ow. Did she just hit me? Miss Miney, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because... I think this situation calls for a more detailed testimony. Miss Miney, if you please. Like, how annoying. Oops, like, sorry, didn't mean to be mean. I wouldn't be allowed to drive. Yeah, but she did have her license because, she used the license to reconstruct her face, right? Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright, red sports car. She, like, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too. I see. A bright red car for sports. Now then. The defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... there's gonna be something about the car. But what?
Hold it!
Let's ask her about the cars. She valued cars. How much would you say she valued her car? Well, like, she'd flip out at, like, a drop of rain, and like, she would notice if someone, like, touched the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking the car out of the garage, ever? Why did she take such special care of the car? How can you say that? It was a brand spanking new car. New car. Like, you wouldn't want to, like, get it dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, alright? Well, Miss Miney, what kind of car was it?
Hold it!
It was a new car. Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. The UK. Huh? The UK? Were those her boyfriend's initials? And it was a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. I really don't know anything about cars, but I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor. Yes? Please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony. You mean the part about it being a special import car? Yes. Well, if you like cars that much, then... That's not my point! Though, to be honest, I don't know what the point is either. Miss Miney, would you please fix your testimony? Sure, whatever. If it's specifically from England, will this have something to do with... the side of the car? Because English cars are on the other side. They're... driving car... driver falling asleep. I was still half asleep, but I opened the right door. But if it's an English car, the passenger seat is on the left. So she was driving.
Objection!
Objection. Miss Miney, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat, the left or the right? Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver's on the left side. That would be if it were an American car. But it would be the opposite in a British car. Opposite? The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be the left side. Ah, what do you mean by this? Miss Miney, you said that you had escaped using the right side door of the car. But if you're sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Ah! Order, order in the court. Order, order, order. Ah! Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Eni said the person who was driving was her older sister, Miss Mimi Miney. That's what Eni said, yes. But that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Eni or Mimi, who was really driving that night? I'm a little confused. I mean, I've just proven that she was driving, but... And the answer is eeny miny, of course. Why would you say that? Miss Eeny Miny just said so herself in her testimony. She said that she escaped the car from the right side door, which would have been where the driver's seat was. I'm inclined to feel sorry for a foolishly spent his time foolishly. At that time, Miss Eeny Miny had not yet received her driver's license. And that is why the accident happened. Hold it, Phoenix. It looks like you still don't see the real truth behind the accident. The real truth? Think outside the box. Isn't that what we always say? Wait. I got confused because we have the photo, but is it that she gave the other photo when reconstructing and this is actually Mimi? I'd like to ask the court a question. Eeny or Miny, who was really driving? So it is Mimi who was driving. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Mimi Miny. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Eeny Miny, was the one in the driver's seat. Which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name... This witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name.
Take that!
Mimi Miny. That is your real name. I feel like I should have realized this earlier. With the surgery and the facial reconstruction.
Objection!
Of all the foolish dribble. Then how do you explain her appearance? The witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used the picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. But Mimi Miny, she died in a car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. And then the body they found at the crash site. That was the body of the real Eeny Miny. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Miny? That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Eeny Miny. Her sister, Mimi, then stole her face and was reborn as Eeny. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Miny from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Miny. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi Miny was still, in fact, alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Miss Eeny, I mean, Miss von Karma, why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi Miny. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi too. So close. But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister? Because of the malpractice incident. I think I understand why. Mimi Miney wanted her old self to disappear because of this.
Take that!
That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Miney. That's right. The person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Miney had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. The timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident, and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. A chance to throw away her past, and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imagination. That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo? Becoming Eni has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult. I hate it. I hate it all. Damn. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as why did Miss Miney choose to go with such a complicated plan? And why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous. I'm perfect. Me, Fransziska von Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Ow! Damn! Fransziska! And one more for good measure. Did you just knock me out? Phoenix, hang in there, Phoenix! Phoenix! This girl is a fraud, a sham! Now then, it looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Not guilty. Again, Maya is not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. We've done it, guys. Maya is pronounced not guilty again. I really hope that this time she can manage not to get into another situation like this. Congratulations, Maya. Sis! Aww. That's cute. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent? I was inside that clothing box, right? That box... That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. There's still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Miney had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fay who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know. But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick, but every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey, Nick, tell me. Tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Miss Mimi Miney with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick. Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was... I guess because of Pearl. Well, I know why, but I'm gonna say Pearl?
Take that!
Pearly? 4 years from now, a new master will be born into the Kurain village. And that person will be you, Maya. And? But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then? The Branch family, my aunt. No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearl's. Oh! Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so. She knew. She just didn't want to believe it. Oh? Interesting. Detention center, solitary confinement cell 13. Date and time unknown. My precious Pearl. You are the only one suitable to be the master of Kurain, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless main family girl. That Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Oh. Your time will come. Foreshadowing. Episode 2. The end. That was episode 2. Alright. Well, we'll leave it there for today. That was great. We managed to save Maya again after the first game. We really should make sure Maya doesn't get into trouble again. I do find this interesting. So this does suggest that maybe we're gonna see more of Morgan. And hopefully of Pearl as well. So next time, we're gonna start a new episode. Episode 3. Turnabout Big Top. And we'll see more of Miss Von Karma. It was her, she had a perfect record, so this was her first defeat. And her first case in Japan, and not in Germany, I guess. So that was nice. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next episode then, against Miss Fransziska Von Karma. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to catch next episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!